Hello, this is Dr. Jattu, board-certified OBGYN and physician satisfaction specialist at essenceofstrength.com, where I help early career physicians design lives they genuinely like inside and outside of work by being as intentional about their sense of satisfaction and well-being as they have been about their success. We are currently at the end of June, and that means that a lot of physicians are graduating or have already graduated from their residency and fellowship training programs and are entering into their first jobs as attendings. The wonderful thing about medical education is it's really good about making sure that we are tested and reinforced with the things that are important for us to know to be able to take good care of our patients. Where physicians maybe have a little less competency because no one really is necessarily testing and reinforcing is knowing what it is we need to know in order to have lives we actually like as doctors, as practicing physicians. That being the case, I wanted to share some things that I have learned over the years that are important to know as a human being who happens to be a physician in order to like your life and have success with satisfaction in your life as a physician. In this video, I'm going to share two things that I think are important to know, and in the next video, I'm going to share two more things. The first thing I want everyone to know is know what being well genuinely feels like and looks like for you. Now, for people who have been in medical training for a decade or so, you might actually be kind of far removed from the last time you genuinely felt well on a regular basis. That being the case, this is the time to pay attention and be really intentional about knowing how being well looks like, feels like in your mind, body, and spirit. That's important because once you know what well-being is for you, you can recognize when you strayed from it and you're able to make the corrections that you need to get back to that sense of well-being. You might even want to try the following exercise for your first month or so in practice at your new job. I encourage you to come home every day and write down how you feel in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. Put it to paper. Do you feel smart, energized, accomplished, sore, exhausted, overwhelmed? Whatever it is, write it down. As you look at those feelings, I encourage you to think about what might have transpired during the day to bring up those feelings. And for whatever things were positive, see what you can do to make those positive activities happen more often to bring up those positive feelings. And on the flip side, for the feelings that maybe aren't so great, think about the things that you can do differently, maybe things that you can mitigate or maybe even completely remove to decrease those less than great feelings. Another veteran tip I have for you is you may want to avoid looking at your physician colleagues as models for well-being, because despite the fact they may have been in practice for a while, they might not actually be the best models for well-being. I can speak for myself as someone who was eating lots of salads, running 5Ks, and smiling all the time while in the depths of burnout, that looks can be deceiving when it comes to well-being. So that's why it's really important to know what well-being is for you in your body, in your mind, and in your spirit. Second thing you really want to know is your priorities. If you have followed me for any period of time, if you are a subscriber to my monthly e-newsletter, you know that I am big on the importance of honoring your priorities. You need to know the difference between important and priority. That is an essential thing to get clear in order to have peace in your personal and professional life. When you're going through medical training, often you are living your life in deference to other people's priorities. That's just kind of by default. Not anybody's fault, it's just the way it is. You are going through interview season, going around the country with your CV and your transcripts, hoping that somebody looks at those things and thinks, this person fits in well, their priorities match with mine. And then if you do get accepted and invited to be part of their institution, your schedule, your daily schedule, your monthly schedule, your annual schedule is for the most part set up by somebody else. And in honesty, your schedule is what reflects your priorities. So now that you are a real deal grown-up attending, you get a chance to design your life in a way that reflects your priorities. The thing is, now that you're in a new phase of life, you are going to have a lot of things that are important and that are vying for your attention. As you adjust to your new living environment, adjust to your new work environment, maybe even readjust to moving back to your hometown, you're going to have a lot of things that are important and are vying for your attention. And you need to figure out what is most important to you, especially as you are establishing yourself. And the earlier that you were able to get clear on what your priorities are, the better it is for your adjustment and the less likely you are to have that sense of overwhelm about 6 months in where you're like, I don't think I did as much as I needed to do to prepare myself to do well in this situation. So the earlier you can identify your priorities, the better. Now, keep in mind, because you are a healthcare professional living and working in community, and hopefully also a decent human being, you do still want to consider other people's priorities. You just have to learn how to respect their priorities while continuing to honor your own. So those are the two first things I want you to remember. Know what being well looks like and feels like for you, and know what your own personal priorities are. If you know those two things, you will be laying wonderful groundwork for yourself to like your life as a doctor. I invite you to join me for the next video where I talk about 2 more things that are important to know to design a life that you like as a physician. If you think, hey, maybe I need some more one-on-one discussion to help design this life that I want with success and satisfaction as a practicing physician, please reach out to me via the contact page at essenceofstrength.com, and we can schedule a complimentary clarity conversation to see if I can be of assistance to you. Until then, this is Dr. Jattu of essenceofstrength.com, helping healers be well.